Hello, lovely people. You're still watching African Youth Time. This is the platform that brings together many youth from across the continent to have an up close with living legends who are helping build the continent. And today we are in the relaxation. We are in the home of one of Africa's finest, Africa's biggest high life artists. My name is Nana Uswan. So we're going for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to do a proper introduction. Thank you.
Hey. Promotion. From 1st May to 30th July 2018, Ifa House Production is giving up to 50% off on all his video shooting, 4K quality video clips, high quality video adverts, movies, talk show, documentaries, weddings, birthday parties, also we are giving up to 30% off on all graphic printing, banners, flyers, 3D business cards, and 20% off on all website design and photo shoots. Call us now on 02615 69769, 0277 991349. Visit our page at Ifa House Productions, facebook.com. Ifa House Productions, the quality talks for itself.
Welcome back from that commercial break. As I said earlier, we're in the home of Africa's finest, a living legend in the African music. He does high life, he does Afropop, any kind of music you think of, he'll be in the positions to do it for you. And today we are here with other friends from other parts of Africa, as I said earlier. They'll join me in the discussion, ask one or two things that they've been thinking about. They're not in Ghana, but at least they've seen him on the screens, they've heard about him, and now that we've had the opportunity to meet him, I think they want to ask one or two questions. So at the appropriate time, I will introduce them. But then, let's go to the main meal for today. Welcome, Mr. Kojo Antwi, Mr. Music Man.
Thanks. It's good to see you. It's good to have a wider platform to, address.
Thank you so much for the nice reception. Okay, as I said earlier, this is a show that brings together youth from other parts of Africa. So the show goes beyond the boundaries of Ghana to other parts of Africa. Youth from Africa would want to know the secrets behind your success. Who is Kojo Antwi? How did it all start? Because I know people love your music, and one day somehow, even I want to become like you.
You have to be bigger than me.
Okay, right. So tell us, who is Kojo
Antwi? There's not much I can say of myself. I think if you ask me, the first thing I'll tell you is Kojo Antwi is an entertainer. A musician first, and an entertainer. Well, I started out, every musician will tell you, okay, I started singing as a child. Mine, I believe when I was in my mother's womb, every child kicks, but my kicking had rhythm. So at least that was a sign that I was going to be get into the entertainment scene. As a child, I used to sing every song that becomes I heard on radio, and but it went further than me gathering friends around me. We'll collect anything that makes sound, and we'll try to make music out of it. To those around us, it was like we were creating noise, but somehow I found myself in a band that we were doing more copyright. We were doing songs of the African Americans, like the Kool and the Gangs, the Earth, Wind and Fire, the Bob Marleys and Peter Tosh and Mighty Diamonds. We were doing all that. And with that, we had the opportunity to travel to a lot of the other African countries. We visited Cote d'Ivoire. We inspired someone like Alpha Blondy. Most of the musicians over there, then there was Baby Manga, who sang a song like Amio. She didn't, Jimmy Yasin and all of them. We had the chance to mingle with them. We also traveled to Burkina Faso, then called the Upper Volta. Traveled to Benin, we went to Togo, we were in Niger, and a whole lot of other places. That was even when we had not come out with our own record.
Oh, okay. That was the copyright then.
That was more, we're doing the Bob Marley thing and lots, But then somewhere along the years, we were invited to be part of the reggae festival in Copenhagen, Denmark, in Scandinavia. Rita Marley was going to be there, so we also...
I want to chip in this. Was that the inspiration to your dreadlocks? The Rita Marley, Bob Marley thing?
At a certain point, I was calling it dreadlocks, yes. Okay. But now I don't call it dread.
What do you call it?
I call it more of a Nubian locks. Oh. Nubian is the race, the black race. Okay. And Nubian locks, because I feel I'm African. Okay. Those of our brothers who were taken to the other world, they are trying to be more African. Yeah. So they are inspiring to be an African. I'm an African. Yes, so the word dread has a negative intonation. Dread means something which is not positive. Okay. But so I call more of a conscious African. Okay, right.
Yeah, and a follow-up to that, we have a culture as Africans. Yes, so that when you see an African, you can see this an African. If you see an American, you can see this an American.
Take the European cosmetics out. Okay, right. Every African is a Rastaman. Oh, okay. If you don't comb your hair for 5 days, you're a Rastaman. But you see, Rasta, you can determine it from the looks. Okay. But Rasta can be from within. From within, And also Rasta, to me, if you ask me, people have a perception of someone with locks, with a big ganja in their hand. That's not Rasta. Rasta is more going back to your roots, eating healthy food, not too much of this fast food joint. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And being true to nature.
More because organic.
Yeah, we are from nature. The body is from the earth. So the closer you get to the earth, the less sickness and the less problems you have. So
okay, fine. Well, there are so many types of music out there, and as I said, there's a similarity between every kind of African music that you listen to. I've made that observation, so that when you hear an African song, you know this is an African song. So I'm asking, what is it that unique feature about African songs that makes it so distinct from other music?
If you hear any music with rhythm, it's African music.
With rhythm?
With rhythm.
So it means the ones we hear with that rhythm is not African?
What can you call European music? European music is classical without the rhythm. You understand what I'm saying? Sure. But speak about Brazilian music. You see the drum, you see the congas, you see a lot of percussion, and you build the music on the rhythm. These are two different things. Africa's gift to the world, or black people's gift to the world, is music. Oh. For me, music is the four things God gave to the world is air that we breathe, food, water, and music. It's just that the music is being polluted. Yeah. But music is part of the healing of, if you want consciousness, if you want everything, it's music that's why even when you take the Bible, music, take every religion, music plays a very important role.
I remember the story of David.
Story of David.
Had to come in.
A lot of, when Saul was disturbed, he needed music played to him. Even the one who revolted against God was the best musician. So you can see what music plays. But you see, music, someone else knows the power of music, and they have captured it, and they are trying to bring it back to us as a product.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. When I say that, when you watch MTV, you watch the music that comes from the West, it glorifies yourself. Yeah. Oh baby, come, oh baby, shake your booty for me. That's not what music is supposed to be.
Right. Talking of that, do you think American music or European music has polluted African music? Or do you think it has done us a lot of good? Or do you think it has set us a sort of benchmark that we're all trying to get to, such that an African musician will be like, when you are interviewing an African musician, you'll be like, I want to be like Beyonce. Yes, I'm going to be like Kanye West. Do you think we have the music is setting at some standard which is not supposed to be?
That is the trick.
Wow.
It's more than a trick. It's a plot.
Okay.
If you ask me.
All right.
Okay, I may speak about some issues that you need to think very deep into it before. Even when you go to the Kanye West, the Beyonce, the what do you call Usher, those great singers, those with positive messages do not get the fat contracts from the record companies. You have to toe a certain line. You understand what I'm saying? You have to sing something, take off more clothes. The more naked you are, the fatter your contract becomes. That shows you they are not interested in your message. They are not interested in anything that will enlighten the masses to revolt against the injustice in life. So they want the ones who will sing about nothing. Sing about nothing.
About sex, about
exactly.
money.
Then you get promoted.
Oh.
But if you have the truth, you hit to the call, hey, this guy is too dangerous. And that's how the system has always been. And we on this other side, you see, on television, sin is made to look very good.
Yeah.
When you see, it started out with cigarettes, smoking of cigarettes and all that, and you see all those cowboys who come and they are smoking and they are looking cool. For you, you don't see what is behind, the cancer and the sicknesses that's behind. You see, okay, hey, Charlie, the guy comes with his gun and he's smoking, and you just without the right direction, you just start doing it. You understand what I'm saying? So sin is made to look good. You understand what I'm saying? And what we have as Africans, to us Africans, music is more than a product.
Okay.
We used it when slavery, during the slavery times, we used it to communicate. We use it for empowerment. When we are even in the lowest pit, you feel you have to sing. When a child is born, we sing. During death, we sing. When there is life, there is happiness, we sing. Every time we go to music. You understand what I'm saying? But now we are made to go to music when you feel like you've had alcohol to drink, and there is, and that is where we are missing the point. That's where we are missing the point.
Thank you so much. Hi viewers, I'm coming back to you. We're having fun with Mr. Music Man. He's told us a lot about music. Today, I know God's gift to mankind is air, water, food, and the ultimate, which is music. We're going for a quick commercial break again. When we come back, we'll introduce our guests from other parts of Africa. Stay tuned.
Hey. Promotion. From 1st May to 30th July 2018, Ifa House Production is giving up to 50% off on all his video shooting, 4K quality video clips, high quality video adverts, movies, talk show, documentaries, weddings, birthday parties. Also, we are giving up to 30% off on all graphic printing, banners, flyers, 3D business cards, and 20% off on all website design and photo shoots. Call us now on 02615 69769, 0277 991349. Visit our page at Ifa House Productions, facebook.com. Ifa House Productions, the quality talks for itself.
Welcome back from that commercial break. You're still watching African New Time with your seasonal presenter Nana Usu Ansah. As I told you earlier, we're in the home of Kojo Antwi, and he told us a lot about music. I've learned a lot. I believe you have also learned a lot. On this program, we have youth from other parts of Africa. They are here to learn. They are in Ghana to learn. Others are also watching us from other parts of Africa. So now that they've had one-on-one up close with Mr. Kojo Antwi, they would want to know and ask questions that lingers on their mind. So I'll introduce them in a bit, and they'll talk to us about what they have. Welcome to the show. What's your name?
My name is Donna Samba.
Donna
Samba.
Samba, from which country?
In Congo.
Samba. There's a song in Ghana called Samba. Major me Samba. That Samba has a meaning.
Yeah.
What's the meaning of Samba?
Actually, I don't know the meaning.
You don't know the meaning of Samba, eh? Okay, well, I have to ask Guru about that. Please, what's your name?
My name is Mohamed Makona Jabi.
That one I can't say it. Which country are you coming from?
I'm from Guinea.
Guinea. But you study in Ghana here?
Yes.
Okay. Well, how long have you been in Ghana?
Let's say that I've been here for 4 years.
4 years. Okay, right. Thank you so much. Madam, what's your name?
I'm Loretta Reno.
Loretta Reno. From which country?
Congo.
From Congo. Do you have a local name? Because I know Loretta is more of American sort of. My name is Nana Usu and I'm African. What's your African name?
Inzonze.
Hey, that one is there. What is Loretta? Okay, welcome to the show. Well, I'm starting from you. Mr. Music Man is here. I'm sure you've heard about him, you've seen him, you've enjoyed his music. What do you have to tell him or ask him?
I want to know what is African music to you. And I want to know if the music can contribute to the GDP of African countries.
What I like to say, I thank you for that question because it is very, very important. And I will address this from a lot of angles. And I'm glad to have this platform because for me, we keep speaking. She's from Congo, he's from Guinea, he's from Congo, this from... We as Africans must start looking at ourselves not through the borders that the Europeans created for us. Because me as an African musician, I can go to Guinea, and when there is a band playing, it doesn't matter what language they are singing in, the rhythm they start playing, I can just go on stage and play with them. It doesn't have to be a band that uses Western instrument. As long as they are beating the drums and I know the rhythm, I can go on stage. The same applies to every African musician. We can just meet and play without rehearsals. Music to the African, I mentioned this before, music to the African is not a product. We are the ones who are confronted with more sicknesses. We are the ones without a voice. So every bad thing that comes on in the world, Ebola, AIDS, they will say it is from Africa. Because we are all sitting here. If anything gets missing and there is somebody amongst us who can speak, we all say, oh, he picked it up because he cannot express himself. You see? So we have always expressed ourselves through music. The white man, when he came, didn't understand our rhythms. So they gave it a bad name. The bad name, you give it because you don't want the young ones to follow that rhythm. Right now, we are all dancing to the straight beat American music, which is very, in terms of music, very, very, what word can I use for it? You see, when you come to Africa, we have, here in Ghana, we have a rhythm called Agbaja. It's 6/8. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. The rhythm that the white people can dance to is just 1, 2, 3. Anything complicated, forget it. Yeah. You know, even the straightforward, they cannot dance to it. You understand? And in that way, because they have colonized everything, the few things they cannot colonize is our rhythms. Mm-hmm. And so they project their side of their rhythm to overcome everything else. And so it makes what music is to us, the thing that we draw inspiration from, to be able to stand as men and women of this continent, it makes us weak. Now, if you ask me if music contributes to the GDP, yeah, I'll tell you in so many different ways. In so many different ways. You do not have to always calculate everything we do with the white binoculars. Look at it from a white man's spectacle. Yeah. Look at it from your world. Here in Ghana, the young girls of my generation had a game we call Ampe. They go, and then they are moving, they're like that, you know, and they play against each other. This part of Africa is where we eat food that we swallow. What I'm saying is deep. Think about it. God gave us teeth so that before we eat, you chew. Before the food gets to your stomach, the food has really been, you know, mashed. So the stomach doesn't need to work on it. But here, we swallow banku, we swallow fufu. The first time you are giving fufu, you start to chew. Yeah. Then your mother tells you, no. Swallow. And you end up learning how to swallow. Now we eat all this heavy food, and we have the dance forms, the ampe, the things that we jump. So by the time you go to sleep, you have exercised. Now we eat that same food and sit down with remote control, turning on TV channels, and then we get sick. You understand what I'm saying? And now the nation must take care of us because we are not doing the African things that takes care of our food. And so these are the little ways that I'm saying, if you look at it from the GDP of the white man, the way he wants to calculate it, you may not see what is happening to us. We can still have the TV. I'm not saying we should throw away the TV, but we must have a balance. The white man, when the snow rains in his country, he has nowhere to go than to live in four walls. We as an Africans, we have summer every day. So you go out there and play. You have reality TV. Yeah. You sit there, you see a car, you see a mate, a driver saying, oh, foolish. This is reality TV. You understand what I'm saying? These are the contributions we as Africans must embrace. It is not everything that they bring us that is good for us. And so the GDP, music contributes very much. If we can get our people to be active, they are dancing. Dancing is exercising, is taking care of their blood pressure, is those are the women. So if you ask me, it contributes to GDP, I'll tell you yes. In terms of when we look at it from the Western world type of GDP, you have very few Africans. Yusundu, Angelique Kidjo, Papa Wemba, who just passed. A few Africans who are making it there. But even they are struggling. Then you have artists like Paul Simon, who take a bit from Black Mombasa. You come here with still a bit of high life, and he's trying to project it. Oh, hey, I'm helping African musicians. You cannot help us. Africa, if we start looking outside our boundaries, the white boundaries, I can go to Ivory Coast and perform. Mayway comes here to perform. We have a big market out here. We don't need the Western market. It's nice. But you then have to pollute your rhythm, you pollute your songs to suit their market. But Africa has a bigger market here. Only Nigeria. Nigerian population. If a Nigerian artist decides to tour Nigeria, you need over 1 year. Because the country has over 190 million population of whatever. I said again, we are the one that is confronted with Ebola. So we cannot be singing about baby shake your waist. If you are singing about baby shake your waist, you have to have a balance. But we cannot act like we are Americans. You understand what I'm saying? So the GDP, we are contributing to it from the African
your perspective.
Correct.
Yes, sure. Mohammed has a question for Mr. Kojo Antwi, am I right? Yes. Okay, so let's carry on.
Your point of view, I would like to know between these two musics, what do you prefer now, like for the betterment of your life? I'm not saying that just to convey message to people as African, but to move forward in order to be on the line of those great musics now. So what will you choose between these two type of music, Afro music or European music?
You want to know that European music usually promotes sex, money, and then it makes them big at the end of the day. But African music is supposed to focus on culture, on family, and maybe problems that confront us as Africans. So you're asking Mr. Music Man, of the two, which one will he choose for the up and coming youth?
African music is more for a community. What goes on we live in a community. What affects one person affects us all. That was the way our forefathers were living. And we had families, you know, we know each other, you cook, you go and give the next neighbor, you know. Now, your question, you see, everything that affects music affects there are units, pillars that a community, a nation, a continent is built on. So music plays a part. Africa, because of our problems, we need songs that will be uplifting. You will still sing the personal songs. I meet her, I see her, I like the way she walks, maybe it inspires a song. So I would like to sing, oh, I met this beautiful girl, the way she walks, you know, you do that. But you must have a balance. I will always choose the African music. The music that tells me something. The music that pushes me to aspire to greatness. You know, but the difference is, and I'm not blaming the African youth who are following the Western music. It's because that is what they see. That is what they are made to believe. Hey, you have to have a video that there's a big car jumping behind you because Snoop Doggy Dogg and the rest are doing it, and it's hip. If you don't do it in your community, they tell you, hey, you are a bush boy. You understand? And you want to be seen like, hey, yes, I'm also hip. So you come with your trousers down here and you are acting like that. We, the policymakers, when I say policymakers, is those in government, those who are making the rules for us. They are into sports, football. African governments are into football because they want their football team to go to World Cup and all that. But the music, they leave it in the hands of businessmen. Businessmen are always looking for profit. You can't blame them. They invest, they want to see profit. So they only promote the songs that will bring them profit. If it's Baby Shake Your Waist, they will promote to get their money, they care less. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. So it is the duty of the nation to get involved and help the young ones with the message. Because there are the young ones with the message, if they don't get the support, they will also end up singing Baby Shake Your Waist. Because they are forced to. So I will choose African music. But the African music needs the support of all of us. The support may be you download the song, you pay a little token to the musician so that he can support himself.
Okay. What you say your name was? Okay, right. So do you have any question for Mr. Music Man? Yes. Okay, let's go.
I've learned today that music teaches and music unites people, and I want to know, within Africa, what's the role of your music? The role that your music is playing in Africa, not only in Ghana. Yeah. Does your music educate? That your music also unites people?
That's a good one, and I think my answer to that is when I'm recording an album, because I belong to the generation that records an album. Nowadays, the youth are into singles. Yeah, I release a single, you know. I make sure I cover different subjects. Okay. One of my albums is called Tear Down the Walls. I'm talking about some of the things that I'm talking about to you now. Is I try to capture some in a song, in my songs, so that, but it's very difficult, I must say. You see, Fela, have you heard of Fela? Fela Nicola, the Nigerian, he used to do it in 45 minutes, one song, and then he would play all the horns, and then he would come, and the message is long. Sometimes it is very difficult to carry your message in 4 minutes song, because Africa, our problems are huge, and you have the enemy, because the enemy doesn't want us to know the truth. They have all the gadgets, their voices are loud. So for you, if you don't get enough space to sing and explain, people will understand you halfway. That's why when they came, I told you my answers are going to be long. I make sure my lyrics cover love, the love between the man and the woman. Because when you have peace at home, you go out, it reflects, it radiates on your outside. If you have war, you take it to your workplace, somebody else will take it to his or her home, and so it goes on. So I make sure some of the songs will talk about love, but in a positive way. I made it a point never to sing about here in Ghana, there's something we call Akutia. Akutia is like, you say you don't say it directly to her. You pass around and you say something, and then you cannot mention it because then it will be, those songs sell because rivals would like to use it. Tenants would like to use it against their landlords because their landlords are tormenting them, But I decided not to get in those kind of that vibes. I will sing the positive things, sing about Africa, and try that my music becomes a light to the very few who has ears to listen. Unfortunately for me, all the other songs I write never gets enough airplay on there, only the love songs. All the other songs I write, I can only hear but I know that there are some few people who are still listening to what I'm writing about Africa, Africa Get Up. There's a new one that I'm writing, Fly Away. It's about Africa because I believe there's this saying that there's an eagle who descends to live with chickens. So the eagle grows up with chickens and start acting like And Africa is not a chicken. Africa is an eagle. We fly at the highest point. And so this song talks about, hey, fly away, because the highest point is where you belong. So my music talks about these issues. We are confronted, you see, and I thank God for what I'm doing. I'm able to do this because I have the independence to say, I'm going to the studio to record. I'll record 12 songs. I want 4 songs to be about African issues. I want 4 songs to be about love. I want 4 songs to be about dance. I won't say anything, just say something and make people dance. You understand what I'm saying? It is not all the African artists who has that independence. if you don't, you cannot do what you like. But I'm blessed. So.
And then I just have to ask you this. Why don't they have the freedom? After all, if I can sing and I tell my producer or who is ever directing me that I want 4 songs to be this and that, what is the hindrance? Why is that some people don't have the freedom?
You see,
is it financial?
I'll just use Ghana as an example for you. Here in Ghana, we have a liberation of the airwaves. Before, we had only one radio station, GBC. We had only one television station, GTV. And it goes all the nation. Now we have, just in Accra, I believe we may be having over 100, in Accra we have about 40-something radio stations, television stations. Very soon we are going digital. And so we'll have more. And the radio presenters, most of them, they've formed leagues. If the rhythm comes and they cannot mix it into another song, the song is not good. It's not about the message. It's about the rhythm. Can we dance to it? But that's a culture that has been accepted now. And that is why it is not even helping the musicians to grow. Because the musicians are only playing one direction. They are playing one direction. I have a song that I'll start slow, and then later on, and move into the... Now you can do all that.
Because if you can't mix songs, no. One thing I also want to find out now, that is African music so lucrative? Talking about the inception of technology, now that you have to go online and download. Before, my grandfather would buy a cassette. Before, my mom would probably buy a CD, but it is not the case now. Nobody will go to Despite and buy a CD. Nobody will go to Kantamanto and buy a CD. People are really doing more of technology. I'm asking, is it really killing the industry, or is it helping, or is it killing the industry? Is it making it more lucrative or less lucrative?
There are different ways of looking at it. Now, having access to iTunes, Crybaby, all the download sites, what you call Spotify and the rest, is very, very good. It's like I have a whole music store in my backyard. But here in Africa, how many people have access to credit card that they can go online and download a song? Here is, I give you my CD, you give me my money. You understand what I'm saying? You see, so this is what has affected African music. But this is a scenario. This is something that has affected music in general. It's not just African musicians who are suffering. Even those in the Western world who have access to credit card are still suffering. Why? Because the trend has changed. Music is not consumed on CDs anymore. It is consumed on iPods, iPads, telephones, digital platforms. So most of the musicians everywhere make more money playing live when they go to perform. So it has affected all of it.
Right. All too soon, we're coming to the end of the show. I think we've been informed so much. We have learned a lot. Believe in our legends. Believe in our living legends. They've done a lot for the continent. And Mr. Antwi is no exception. He's done a lot for Ghana and for Africa as a whole. And so if you want to be like him or even more than him, you start from somewhere. Just do the right things the right way. But before we go, he'll give us...
No a cappella. I think I'd like to say something.
Okay.
Well, I don't like... You see... The gentleman told me I was coming to have an interview, so I left my singing voice at home.
No.
I only came with my talking voice.
Always a soldier, please.
That's what I do.
No.
My voice is in the fridge. I'm freezing it for the next gig.
Wait for you. I don't know where to be waiting. We'll be waiting.
No, you know. Okay. What I like to say is Africa is the future, and we must have this. I mean, you can see. There is chaos all over the world. There's chaos in the almighty USA. You know, they say, oh, we don't want everybody to come into our country. Yeah. We don't want to go into their country anyway. You know, we love this continent called Africa, and we must help make this place, because I was glad to hear she's from Congo. Yeah. She's from Congo. Yeah. Congo is the richest place the resources in Congo alone can feed the whole Africa.
Wow.
Do your research, you will find out. Okay. Everything else that comes from West Africa, Ghana or gold can go to, only Congo alone can feed the whole Africa. That is why they must always have people fighting, so that whilst we fight, they will be stealing our resources away. So Africa is the future, and you have a bigger platform because you can reach out to other young Africans like you, and that's how nobody should tell you Africa is poor. Okay. I come from a continent, I eat mango, I throw it, I come 3 weeks later, there's a mango tree standing. You understand what I'm saying? So you cannot tell me I'm poor. I take my shoes off, I walk on gold. You go to Obuasi, there are people walking on gold. They are not poor. It's their mentality that they are made to believe they are poor. We are not poor. I have, if you come to my house, I have pawpaw trees that I didn't grow. It is birds. They come and eat the fruit, and when they are going, they are dropping the seed and it's growing. You come to my house, I have about 3 mango trees. I have banana. You go to this is my radio station. You come to my house. I have a coconut tree standing there, and you want to tell me I'm hungry? If I don't have money, I can climb the coconut tree, plug one, break it, drink fresh coconut, eat fresh coconut, and you won't sit in your small place. You haven't even seen coconut before. You see it on TV. You want to tell me with all the resources I'm poor? I am not poor. Let's liberate our mind and let's look at ourselves as Africans. They will never tell us we are rich. The African child, you put an orange down, you put Fanta down, you ask the African child, pick one. They will take Fanta. Why? Because he hasn't been told the Fanta is from the orange with water added to it, with sugar added to it. So he leaves, because the moment he realizes, no, Fanta is made from orange, and he grabs his orange, he won't get it anymore to make Fanta. So forever they must brainwash him to be going for Fanta, which is sickness. And so we must, it's our duty to start showing the people, you cannot tell me you come to my place and have space. I can even walk bare naked. I will not die because there is sunshine. In winter, the white person cannot stay outside the whole night. The next morning will be a dead person. So we should never value ourselves from the Europeans' point of view. They will always tell, oh, Africa, there's famine, people are hungry, and they will come and shoot a black little boy with a big stomach with some flies going, and then they'll show it to the world. You have the cameras. It's your duty to start projecting Africa as it is. And so I thank you for the opportunity. Next time I'll bring my singing voice and we'll have a song together.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Kojo Antwi, for hosting us. I think we've had so much fun. We've learned a lot. I'm changing my mind, and I think if you change yours as well, we are going to make the continent a very great one. Just do the things that you think is right. Let's avoid 1 or 2 things like sanitation issues, because that is killing Africa the most. Let's avoid all that, and together, let's forget the boundaries created by the white man and believe in ourselves. Yes, we can. It's been nice hanging out with you and Mr. Music Man. Thank you so much for coming to the show as well. I've been your regular host, Nana Uswansa. I'll see you same time next week. Big after the queue. I'm out.